Hey folks, this is Mr. Carmona, one of your school counselors, and I'm here to chat with you about the redesigned Community Scholarship Portfolio. So, the Community Scholarship Portfolio is a submission that you do, and this one submission allows you to apply to several different scholarships that are only to support San Jacinto High School seniors. So, these scholarships aren't you're not competing against any other high school, any other students in California or in the nation. This is just solely for San Jacinto High School. And there's a variety of different scholarships that community members give our students, ranging from being involved in sports, clubs, ASB, um, background, um, community service, majors, your plan after high school. It's a whole bunch of different um, scholarships offered specifically to you. So that's the most important thing, that these are just for you. If you do this one application, it opens up different opportunities for you. Kind of you do the application part, and I do the hard part of shipping your portfolio to different sponsors. So that way you have a chance to win a scholarship. So this is our wonderful website. So, and this is where you would find information on the community scholarship portfolio. So if you hover over counseling, click on counseling information. I do want to give a shout out on the scholarship tab. This is for scholarships not necessarily part of the community scholarship portfolio, but just scholarships that might be open to you, but not part of the portfolio. These are the kind of other scholarships, outside scholarship is what we call them, available to you. So don't forget to check that out as well. But go ahead and click on the counseling homepage. Once you click on the counseling homepage, um, the very first one on top is a community scholarship portfolio tab. You go ahead and click on that tab, and then this page gives you a bunch of information on the community scholarship portfolio. Um, the due date, which is February 24th at 3 p.m., what the community scholarship portfolio is, what kind of scholarships are available with the portfolio, and then this is a checklist. There's 8 sections of the portfolio. Some of them you just upload something and you're done. Other things you might have to type certain things up, and then submit them online. But on the very top in red is the community scholarship portfolio link. Go ahead and click that, and this takes you to the specific Google site that gives you all the information. So this is the community scholarship portfolio 2020-2021, and again, this gives you information on what the community scholarship portfolio is. And then this is our new redesigned um, portfolio this year, which is a Google site. And then every student who turns in a portfolio is going to develop a Google site that has all the requirements for the portfolio. You will create it, publish it, and then share it with me. So that way I'm able to download your documents and share them with community sponsors. So don't forget about that. On the homepage, it will be a community scholarship portfolio overview, which will be this video. And then on the bottom is just a reminder of the due date, which is again Wednesday, February 24th at 3 p.m. You could create your portfolio now, technically, but we'll be officially kicking it off during college kickoff. So this is the homepage for the community scholarship portfolio. The tab on top, the next one, how to create your portfolio site. I know this was new to me, so it might be new to some of you. Creating a Google site. I linked some videos that are some helpful videos on how to create your very first one, kind of from scratch. How to add like the banner on top with your name, maybe a message, maybe how to add a video, how to add text to your Google site and things like that. Just helpful tips. You won't necessarily need to add a video to your Google site, but it gives you background information on how to do that. You will be adding this bottom video, adding PDF. So, for example, PDF of your resume, letters of recommendation, application, etc., on your Google site. So this video below shows you how to add those PDFs to your Google site. The next tab over, additional information, FAQs, is kind of questions that I always kind of get, or just important information that you will need to use or remember for your portfolio. So what kind of scholarships are offered through the community scholarship portfolio? And again, if there's a scholarship for students in special education, if you were in sports, depending on your major, community service, if you're in financial need, based on your FAFSA or your CADA, leadership in sports, again, background, if you'd be going to UCR, if your parents work for the district and whatnot. So these are, again, some of them, not all of them, but scholarships available to you. How to upload your documents. Again, every document has to be a PDF, so you would either scan them if you have a scanner at home, or you could stop by the school and we could scan them, email them to you, the PDF versions, and then you would upload them to your Google Sites. So just information on how to upload your documents. This checklist here is all the parts of the portfolio. Again, so there's 8 different parts. Part number 1, and in a few, I'm going to show you in a sample portfolio of what it should look like. So part number 1 is legit. You're just uploading a professional, appropriate picture of yourself. I know this year is a little bit different, but if you have a senior portrait, school picture from the past, something where you're looking professional, and you're wearing appropriate attire, like if you were going to an interview. Again, this is a portfolio that community members are going to see, so you want to make sure it's professional, because you want to stand out a little bit from the rest of the crowd when you're looking at portfolios, specifically when you're a scholarship sponsor. Part 2 is loading a resume. If you already have a resume, this section is done. You're just uploading your resume. On the bottom here, I've added a sample resume for you to download and edit, and then for you to upload. So if you don't have one, you could use this one, really pretty plain. But again, you will be uploading a resume, highlighting any if you're working or any community service, major, or where you plan to attend. Part 3 is a specific scholarship application. This will be required for everyone. Below here, if you scroll down, this is a specific scholarship application that you will be submitting. So you could go ahead and download this PDF onto your Chromebook or laptop, fill out the application with name, ask you your major, your field, your career interest, ask you specific questions. Down here, ask you information on your FAFSA or CADA, and ask you if your EFC or expected family contribution, how many people are going to school next year, how many people in your household, information on your parents, their income and their work situation, your top 3 choices of where you'll be going to school next year, and then how much it costs to go to each of those options, your parent's signature and your signature, and as well as any Part C is any additional information you would like the community member to know. So again, you would download that to your Chromebook, fill it out, save it onto your drive, and then upload it onto your Google site. Okay, that's part 3. Part 4 will be your transcript. Again, you can email me, email Miss Jessica to get you a copy of your transcript for you to upload, but pretty simple, you're done. The next 2 parts are probably the most difficult ones for some students. Part number 5 is your personal statement. And this is a 1 to 2 page double-spaced 12-point font personal statement on either just a snapshot of you, right? You want to highlight yourself. You're trying to sell yourself to make sure you get that scholarship. And you're going to be describing or writing about your future plans, your background, your college and career plans, and basically saying why you should get that scholarship over other students. Again, 1 to 2 pages. You don't want to make it a whole essay. But just 1 or 2 pages highlighting yourself and explicitly answering those questions. Okay, that kind of takes some students a long time to complete. Part 6 is getting 2 letters of recommendation, most likely from a staff member, be a teacher, counselor, an advisor, a coach, someone that knows you academically, but as well maybe someone that knows you outside of school, either in any clubs or extracurricular activity. Make sure that this letterhead is on an organization or school letterhead. Make sure that it's signed. And make sure you ask them and give the person that has writing you a letter of recommendation some time. Do not give them an hour to do it. Don't give them a day. Give them a couple of weeks. You want to make sure maybe give them your resume or a list of things you've been involved in so they can include that in your letter of rec, or your brag sheet. So that way they could make you a really good letter of recommendation. So you would need 2 of those, save them onto your drive, and then upload. Part 7, which will be starting next week, is completing your FAFSA or your DREAM Act application. I don't need your whole application submitted. All I need is kind of the confirmation page. Specifically, it must include, again, the EFC or expected family contribution, which is usually sent to your email after you submit, or if you log in, you could get that on the last page of your application when you submit it. Part 8 is not necessarily required, but students always add additional information to their portfolio. Again, you're trying to sell yourself and make yourself stand out versus to other students. So you could upload any awards, honors, activities, certificates, trophies, anything or pictures of trophies, anything that you want to highlight to your portfolio. You could add 8 pictures. A lot of people do like little collages with text that describes what that award is to your portfolio. You could add any pictures of maybe you on sports or doing activities, college acceptance letters, anything like that that you want to highlight into your portfolio. So that kind of gives you an overview. And again, down here gives you more detailed information on what's on each of the 8 parts. But again, if you download the checklist, everything's there. Sample resume for you to use, and this specific scholarship application that you will need to submit to your Google site. So that kind of gives you an overview of the community scholarship portfolio for this school year. I do want to share with you a sample. So if you click on the example tab on the far top right, this is a sample portfolio that I did really quick. It's not completely filled out, but it's a sample that you can kind of get an idea of what it should look like. Again, you want to make sure it's professional and appropriate for the viewers to see. So again, usually this should be, I would put Jessica Carmona Community Scholarship Portfolio, but for now I just put sample because it's a sample for you to reference. Again, part 1 is a title page. You're going to insert a picture. This is a picture that I just had on hand. You're going to also include your name, address, and a phone number for the member, and also email for the member to contact you. Maybe they want to interview you or do a part 2 for their scholarship. So you always want to include that information. So part 1, pretty much, again, you're just uploading that picture and you're done. Part 2 is uploading your resume. Update and load your resume here. Again, if you already have one, if you can use a sample one, you would put that here. Part 3 is once you complete the application, you upload that application. Again, it's a fillable form of a PDF, so go ahead and fill out the PDF, save it onto your drive, and then upload it here. Part 4 is just uploading your transcript, pretty simple. Part 5 is I just put a sample personal statement, but again, you want to make sure it is 1 and 2 pages, 12-point font, double spaced, and answering, giving the reader a snapshot of yourself and your plans for the future, your background, college career plans, and why you deserve a scholarship. Go ahead and save that onto your drive, upload it here. Part 6 is uploading your 2 letters of recommendation. Make sure you save them onto your drive and upload it here. But again, you would have 2 part 6s, so you could upload both resumes, both letters of rec. Part 7, again, this is an example, again, 2016-2017 confirmation page, but this is what I'm looking for. Confirmation page, and it's highlighted in red down here, of this person's EFC. So this is what the important information I need to know. But again, if you do the FAFSA or the CADA, you would upload it here. And then the last thing is, again, part 8 is anything extra you would want to add. You don't have to, but any awards, and I just put this one that I found, any awards, anything like that you would want to add to your portfolio, again, you would save onto your drive. All the documents that you upload to your site, you would save onto your drive and then upload them to your Google site. But basically, this is what it should look like. Very professional, very easy to read, very easy to download, or even I could just share this link with the community sponsor. But again, there's 8 parts, 7 are pretty much required. Part 8 is not required, but very professional, very easy for me to look through, very easy for me to download if I need to print these forms for your sponsor. And actually, I forgot to add part 9. Part 9, which will be down here, which is going to be a Google form that you will fill out for the sponsor as well. Sometimes they want Google Forms versus the whole portfolio. It's easier for them to download. So you complete a Google form on here, which will be required as well. But this is a sample, and then this is the actual site, which gives you specific community scholarship portfolio information. Again, you will do this, again, you're only competing against other San Jacinto High School seniors. And this opens up several scholarships for you. And you could qualify for several ones. You don't just qualify for one, you might qualify for 4 or 5 different ones. And then it's up to the sponsor, might select them right away after they receive those portfolios. They might schedule interviews, probably through Zoom or Google Meets. Sometimes they do panel or group interviews, and then they go ahead and select a recipient. Or if they like everyone, they might give out several scholarships instead of just one. But the hardest part is getting this submitted, so that way I do the rest for you, and you don't have to worry about it. Once I know of a winner, either the sponsor will contact you and let you know, or sometimes they want me to notify you, or sometimes they want to just keep it a surprise until a scholarship night. Every year we hold a scholarship night where we recognize students who have received scholarships either through the portfolio, through outside organizations, or through your university or college if you received a scholarship through them. Um, so we want to recognize you during scholarship night. So if you received any scholarship from anything, um, and you're aware of that scholarship, we will be getting you information on scholarship night, which will be held the same week as same time around graduation time. If you have any questions, you could go ahead and contact me at jcarmona, JCARMONA, at sjusd.email. You can contact me at my Google number, 951-282-7833. Or you could go ahead onto the school website, and if you hover over the counseling tab and contact your school counselor, you could even schedule a meeting with me. It could either be on the phone or through Google Meets or Zoom. You can even schedule a meeting with any of your counselors or specifically me. On here, if you click on online scheduling, you could schedule an appointment with me to go over the portfolio or answer any questions that you might have. That is all for me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, get a hold of me, and I'll help you the best I can. Thank you.